What up, YouTube? It's Two Fat Guys Pull Us, and before we get to our video, we wanted to let you know about our milestone giveaway for 1,000 subscribers.
We are giving away an Amazing Spider-Man issue number 4. This is the first appearance of Silk, the original Sin tie-in. I'm sure everybody is familiar with this book. This is a CBCS 9.8.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Big boy.
This book is much hotter than it was when we first bought it for the show.
Yep, that's true.
You insist on still giving it away, and I'm very happy to do it.
You can tell that he is not. But anyway, we are giving this away when we hit 1,000 subscribers. Kick-ass, key issue, first appearance of Silk, is someone's going to win this book. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and let's get to the video, shall we?
Big booty holes.
Okay, that's not part of the vocal warm-up. Stop it. That's not
What?
part of the vocal warm.
Tongue twisters. That's what you said, right? Titty twister, tongue twister, and titty.
Let's start the show. That was supposed to be our vocal warm-up.
Oops.
What up, YouTube? It's Two Fat Guys Pull Us, and we've got a awesome comic book day video for you this week of November 16th. We've got I don't know if it's a weird comic book day, but there's not our typical bangers. I don't know. It's a weird. I'm sure it'll be great. It'll be
just great.
So let's just jump into it.
Let's do it.
Kicking it off with
See, yeah, there you go.
I mean, Demon Wars, Shield of Justice from the one and only Peach Momoko, and we are continuing this, her version of the Civil War Marvel arc, probably sprinkling in some other story arcs as well. Very interested, obviously, with this, because Peach is just an amazing storyteller, and she's also an amazing artist. If you don't know who Peach Momoko is already, where have you been?
There's no one watching the show that doesn't know who Peach Momoko is.
Get out if you don't. I'm just kidding.
Get
No,
out.
stay. Please stay. Anyway, yeah, no, I like it. We're in the previous arc. We found out that her main character was part demon, and that demon had been locked away. Now we're talking about bringing that demon back, and so there's this big civil war brewing amongst our Momoko Marvelverse characters. And I'm ready for this to be animated. I'm ready for an anime on Disney Plus from Peach Momoko, and that's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah. How many issues of this do we have in total if you include the first volume? Are we up to like 7 now?
7, yeah, this would be 7.
5 in the first, and this is 2.
Yep.
I think these are probably, 7 issues in like 2 years is still like totally worth the wait. I know I was just bitching last week about certain series not being able to keep up and not doing their month-to-month schedule, but this is one of those few books that you really don't have to worry about not keeping to that schedule.
No, give her all the time.
Excited every time I see it.
Yeah, give her all the time she needs, because we know how much time and effort is really put into this book. And that's not to diminish anybody else's book, but I mean, she's doing everything. She's doing everything, and it's watercoloring, and it's just a different art style, and I'm here for it. Totally here for it. All right, after that, we have Golden Goblin from Cantwell, issue number 1. Last week, we got a first glimpse of Golden Goblin actually in action in Amazing Spider-Man. Yep. I'm picking this up mainly because it's Cantwell. I'm not really too concerned with this new Goblin, but it being Cantwell, I'm sure it'll be fun. Because his stories are always very good, very clever, and enticing. So I will be giving this issue a shot, and if it does its thing, then we'll jump to an issue 2. Not putting it on the sub quite yet.
Yeah, I actually was not going to pick this up. Is this supposed to tie into Dark Web?
At some point, yeah. I think like issue 2, if not 3, is Dark Web tie-in. So
okay, because it's just a 5-issue mini, right?
Right.
Yeah, the fact that this is for some reason I thought this was not tying into anything we were doing on ASM. I thought it's either its own thing completely, or maybe even like an Elseworlds, or I just wasn't sure. And I'm kind of intrigued by ASN 13 that we got last week. So, and it's Christopher Cantwell, like you said. So I actually think I am going to pick this one up after saying no originally.
All right, well,
See how it goes.
let's party, yeah. All right, after that, we have Immortal X-Men issue number 8 from Karen Gillan. It's very clear that this book has been setting up Sins of Sinister now that we kind of know that that event is on its horizon.
Mm-hmm.
But I am very intrigued with this book specifically because we are dealing with Raven and we're dealing with, what's her name? Her wife,
Destiny?
Destiny, yes. Mystique and Destiny. And that's been kind of the central focal point of Sinister and him messing around with Moira's and him fucking up the timeline and where will we go from here. So very intrigued. I'm going to put Judgment Day over here and say it was really an Eternals event that had to deal with the X-Men and the Avengers were just kind of there. And so I'm just going to put that over there and not let any of that negativity of that event and how it ended derail Immortal X-Men for me.
Yeah. I don't really have much to add except I know a very particular viewer of ours that's going to be very excited about this book.
Talking to you, Tendu.
Yep. You're going to be excited for this one, I'm sure.
Looking forward to it. All right, after that, we have Iron Man 25 Legacy 650 from Cantwell and a plethora of other writers because, yes, this is an anniversary edition, supersized. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the end of Cantwell's run, but I'm sure it'll be like 4 pages and then that's it. And that's very disappointing. I really don't care about the Legacy, anniversary stories. Maybe there's 1 or 2 in there that will entice me, but it'll be very hard for me to read this book. Unfortunately, I do not like these Legacy books, even with my most coveted characters. Maybe She-Hulk. Maybe I would love a Legacy one, but that remains to be seen. And then the thing that's really upsetting about this book is that we're going to look at Gary Jerry's, where Gary Jerry's taking Iron Man, and I think we already kind of know. We're going back to Iron Man being able to fix his suit, but can he fix himself? We already did that in Cantwell's run. So I'm already kind of, I know I try not to be a negative Nancy, but I'm just not really, outside of the Alex Ross cover, I don't really care about this book.
Yeah, this is probably going to be my departure of Iron Man 2. Mm-hmm. And I'm not, because I am not a big Iron Man fan, and I just really don't want to rehash some of the same stuff.
Yeah, and that seems like that's where we're going. Like that's where Gary Jerry's going. I mean, I'm going to give it a shot because I do like Iron Man, but it's kind of frustrating that hey, we're gonna just do the same thing. Like, well, no, Cantwell resolve that. So let's do something new. So maybe the wool is being pulled over our eyes. Doubt it, but you never know.
Doubt it.
All right, after that, talk about a book I love. She-Hulk issue number 8. Last issue, She-Hulk got captured. I have a theory that Mr. Sinister is behind why she got captured because when we see her at the last panel, she's in a like a lab and it looks like cloning, kind of like a cloning situation. And there's a bunch of information on She-Hulk on a board. Kind of feels it's got Mr. Sinister vibes. So fingers crossed. But we're supposed to get some clarity apparently in this issue. And I'll say it again. We said it at the last live show that this book was on. Marvel, just make it an ongoing. Just make it an ongoing.
Just do it.
Like, yeah, stop extending it so that Raul has to switch up the script. Just give it an ongoing and just give it its due because it's an amazing book. That's all I gotta say. Hey, I'm interrupting the video because I have something important to tell you. I know you know about our sub giveaway for 1,000 subscribers. This one right here. I know you know about that one because we talk about it all the time. But did you know we're giving away a slab at 750 subscribers? That's right. We're giving away this second printing of Silver Surfer Black issue number 1 with Null on the cover when we hit 750 subscribers. So if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and give us a like. Let's get back to the video. We're jumping over to DC with World's Finest issue number 9, and guess who's making an appearance? And I'm actually very, very excited for it. And the Joker. And really it's because, we get Wade writing the Joker, we get Dan Mora drawing the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this book has been a silly goose time, and also kind of what like reminds me of what comics were when we first started. And I know that sounds really cliche, but this book is just it's everything that I want a comic to be most of the time, which
Mm-hmm.
is like, or I guess what I've envisioned what DC books could be like or were like when you were like a new reader. And I still feel like I'm a new reader when I read this book. Whereas when we read other DC stuff, it's like, trudgy, and will we reset this timeline? And Batman has so many Robins. Like, oh, Jesus. Just like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So this is just, I'm super stoked for it.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see, get more information on this Boy Thunder character too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If you are a variant collector at all, or like extra covers or whatnot,
Uh-oh.
I
Uh-oh.
would very much pay attention to two different covers for this book. So the first one is the '90s homage cover, and it's got the capes blowing in the wind so much that it's literally covering
Oh,
up their
yeah.
faces, which is absolutely hilarious. This is
Let
part of
me.
the 90s homage covers that they're doing for the month.
I
And then
like
another
it.
one is actually the 1 in 25, the Steve Beach variant, is a realistic interpretation of Devil Mesa,
Ooh.
which looks pretty damn gruesome. Very Riccardo Federici vibes on those
Yeah.
gods. So uh, both of those, I would say, if you're a variant collector or you don't really like this cover A with the Joker, then keep an eye out for one of those two.
1 in 50 I don't like though. That's kind of
Yeah, that's
that's
kind of weak.
yeah. This should have been the 1 in 50.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
beggars can't be choosers, right?
That's right.
All right, well that's World's Finest. Let's move on. Next up we have GCPD The Blue Wall issue number 2.
Hmm.
Sleeper, right? We
Yeah,
didn't even this came out
big
of nowhere.
sleeper of last month.
Mm-hmm.
But this one is great. I think John Ridley, at least for me, is one of those writers that when he hits it well, and when he misses, he kind of totally whiffs. But
Mm-hmm.
this was a huge hit. We're following three different newly recruited officers into various roles. One is a parole officer, one is a beat cop, or technically two are beat cops, just in different areas. And
Mm-hmm.
this is obviously a politically charged book to some degree, but I think it makes perfect sense within the context of Gotham. It doesn't feel like Ridley is trying to um, just sort of force the story here. It really feels like it fits and has like the grimdark noir feeling of Batman's Gotham. So
Yeah, I really enjoyed issue number 1. I think I will be reading issue number 2.
nice.
Surprisingly, I just was not expecting. You heard about it on Twitter, and they were like,
Mhm.
"You got to check it out." And so when you were like, "Dude, maybe we should read it," and then you read it and told me like, "Go fucking read it."
I will
Uh,
say, yeah, I will say that whoever decided to sub name this the Blue Wall uh, really, 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 really needs to get a slap on the wrist, because as soon as I saw that, I saw Blue Wall, thought of Blue Line, thought of the damn uh, flags, American flags with the
mm-hmm.
blue line, and it was just like, nope, nope, I'm out. I'm so super far out. I don't care who's writing it, and I'm not worried about. I'm so out. And it turns out that was the complete opposite direction they were going here, and so
Yeah.
that was a very bad call on the title.
Well, it's either a bad call or it's tongue in cheek. It's a little
Nope, bad call. Because I get
okay.
tongue in cheek, and that wasn't tongue in cheek.
All right. Okay. Well, next up we have Nightwing, or really Nite-Mite, issue number 98. We get a fifth dimension breaking character jumping into the Nightwing book with the chibi version of Nightwing, and it's actually part of the story. And we've always talked about how we like the small, subtle, chibi character versions in the book, and we wanted more of it. Well, now we get a whole goddamn issue. So I'm looking
Hell yeah.
forward to it, and I'll say it now. Even though She-Hulk is on here, I'm gonna throw it as a potential pick of the week right here.
Yeah, especially with Dina Kulo being the guest artist here
Mm-hmm.
for the next two issues, I believe. Yeah. So he gets to do a little two-issue mini arc with Dina Kulo, the Seven Secrets family back together again, before we finally get to our big landmark 100th issue.
God.
which
And also,
is going to be a
right.
56-page, $6.99 cover.
Hmm.
Yes, yay!
Also, though, hopefully we'll get a little bit of resolve from the mystery from issue 97, which had everybody up in arms. We won't give that away if you haven't read it yet, but maybe we'll get some clarity there. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows?
Probably not.
Right. All right. After that, we'll jump over to our Independence with
Mm.
Aftershocks Chicken Devils, issue number 2. Issue 1 did a really good job of reminding readers what happened without kind of babysitting them. But there wasn't a lot of action, but that was okay. Like
Mm.
there was definitely a setup of like, oh shit, things are going down. So we've got
Yeah.
this group of devil chickens now, which is our original devil chicken, and then 2 cops who are now becoming vigilantes as well, and they're about to go wreck shop on some international mobsters. And we were worried when the artist changed in this second arc, but everything's good, guys. Everything is good. Um, this book is still outrageous. It's still dynamic. It's still boisterous. It's everything. I would equate it to just as much as to World's Finest, just in our previous talk about that. It just reminds you why comics as a medium are so much fun and so much. It just gives so much enjoyment in reading. And this is one of those series that if you're not reading it and you're willing to read some more mature content, this book is definitely for you.
Yeah. We've I think the one common thing we've said with this book a lot is very much has a Breaking Bad vibe. So if that's kind of your
Mm-hmm.
jam, I would definitely say pick this book up, especially for a publisher that we just don't see a ton from compared to some of the big two and some of
Oh,
even
for
the
sure.
Image and Boom. It's I always like to jump on an Aftershock book because lately when they do books right, man, they're really hitting. They're hitting really
Yeah,
well, like a Calculated Man. So
totally agree. And give it a shot, guys. It's a good time. All right. After that, we jump over to Boom with Something is Killing the Children, issue number 26. It's been a minute,
yeah,
huh?
yeah. It was this was the planned hiatus, halfway point for this arc.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think it might even be like third way point. They said this arc was going to be just as long as the first one, and I think we're 5 issues in. So basically, if you don't remember where we left off, Erica has found herself at another small town where there's been a monster that has murdered a family. But the child that witnessed this murder is significantly more hard headed and tougher to deal with than the boy in our first arc. And Erica definitely has her work cut out for her, not only because of that and the town being entirely suspicious of who she is, but now the Order of St. George has deemed that she has gone too far rogue, and they
Ooh.
have called in an assassin to take her out.
All right.
Um, so we've also been getting a very tiny amount of backstory on what's going on at the house from House of Slaughter, and we know that, of course, Aaron died and is not going to be around. I can't remember her name right now, but the main woman that was in charge of the Black Masks is not around anymore either. So it really does seem like oh, and the guy that was out of the Order of Saint George but was still helping Erica has now been found as well. So Erica is very much on her own, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's going to be the climax of the arc, so we won't see it for a while. But the suspenseful building
Cannot wait for your review.
has been.
All right. After that, we've got our no, like I guess our version cover because they haven't put it up yet on link, but we have Wind issue number 4. I think it's 4.
It is for
Um, again, high contention for potential pick of the week. This book has been slapping, and I think I think we've said it every time this book comes up. It gives us more and more and more. Yet we're still craving for more lore, right? We want more of that deep, rich history that Tiny Onion has been teasing us with, and we know it's there because we got it in one issue where we just got this kind of cool lore roadmap, and we want more of that. And hopefully soon we will get that. Not to say that the last 3 issues have not been absolute bangers. It's just give me the special issue where we just dive into the lore of this world that we're building in Wind.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we're gonna get that or not, but either way, this book is always number one I mean, it's so hard for me to not just instantly choose this as pick of the week before I even own it or open it up. But with something is killing the children. Boom right now is just to me. Boom is the best publisher in comics right now. It's not even close.
I could second that.
All of their books are doing really well. If you're not reading this one, you're making a mistake. The first 2 trades are out right now. You go to your shop and you don't see it. For some reason, Boom has published the collected edition of these. Oh, I thought I had it. Yeah, under their kids line, which is really strange. It's labeled as Boom Box, which typically gets put under like kid or young adult stuff. So if you're looking for these and your shop maybe doesn't have them in your normal area for independents, check there. That's where our shop had them. But yeah, this is a big must.
And shit's getting real right now, and so the fact that it's there, to me, I don't know. This is pretty heavy. Like, I also, wouldn't say.
Sorry.
Good. No, good.
No, I was just gonna say also for variant hunters, show favorite artist James Sticco has a 1 in 25 for this, and I haven't been tempted to buy a ratio variant in like a year. And it's going to be really hard to resist on this one.
Let's pull it up on the screen, shall we?
It has got his classic lines, his heavy line work in there, and it is a pretty gruesome feature of so.
And it's what, a 1 in 50? 1 in 25.
1 in 25.
Hey Ron, get at least 50 books of Win, please, because that looks amazing. All right, well. That is going to do it for this week's new comic book day video for the week of November 16th. Let us know down in the comments. What are you reading this week? What are you picking up? What are you looking forward to the most? And obviously let us know, did we miss anything? I know there's plenty of other books that are coming out this week that we are not picking up, some by choice, like Murder World. What are we doing there, right? But there are probably other books that are coming out that we just totally missed. Like last week on our new comic book day video, we completely forgot to put Superman in the lineup, and then we went to the shop and there it is, Superman's there, and we had to read it, aka was amazing. So yeah, let us know. We do miss things, guys, and we need your help to make sure that we are including everything that we think we should include in the show. As always, smash that subscribe button, ring that bell, and as Nate will show you, give us a like. And yeah, we're trying to get to that 750. We kind of do our ups and downs. That's par for the course. But yeah, guys, let's hit 750 subscribers so we can give away some cool stuff. We will see you guys live this Sunday, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, here on YouTube, where we will review all of these books. We'll have some really good conversations. You guys bring up questions, and we're just going to hang out. It's a good silly goose time. I love our community, and we can't wait to see you there. So as always, fam, be kind to one another and read more comics. Later.